This is the cutest animation ever, but there's a little bit of stuff that happened on Twitter about it. Let's take a look. So this is the tweet in question, tweeted by user Hachi08. It is a really cute animation. Unfortunately, we can't listen to the audio because I'm scared of getting copyright struck by YouTube, but it is a hand-drawn animation of Reese from Chainsaw Man dancing to Hachi's new song Iris Out, which is also the theme of the Reese arc for Chainsaw Man. I just watched the movie when I was in Japan, and the movie over no, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but you gotta watch it, you gotta watch it, you gotta watch it. Let me know in the comment section if you've seen it. But everybody is loving this post. This got 171 million views and 1.6 million likes on Twitter. And this is right after Hachi or Kenshi Yonezu's song Iris Out hit over 100 million views on YouTube. I think currently it's at 111 million views, which is so impressive. And according to this Anime News Network article, Kenshi is not the artist, just the singer of the song. And the animation is actually a collaboration across a bunch of artists. So it cites Akiko Kudo as all animation, Matsuri Hoshi as digital paint, Naomi Nakano as paint check, Teppei Ito as compositing, Bunkei Planning as choreography, Six and Ryuchi Records for planning, and Mappa being the animation studio behind Chainsaw Man. And you're probably gonna be like, Kat, why are you yapping about this? This is such a nothing burger. Well, maybe, but yo, this is what this channel is about. Yapping the yap. And AI bros are out doing their AI bros thing. We have this user Nucleus, which took the animation that was a loving craft across a bunch of artist collaborations and ran it through AI. And they used AI to create a Makima version of the Reese dance, with Makima being a prominent female character in Chainsaw Man. And I just think this is so ugh, look, don't send hate to anybody. Do not send hate to any parties, right? Sorry, I'm just flabbergasted. The fact that the credit was given to the AI model that was used, I don't know, rather than like all the freaking artists, do you even know who all the artists are? Like, to me, that's just so, ugh, icky. And Nucleus adds, we must maintain the tradition of the dancing one girl. Then they took it a step further and made a animated version of Power Dancing, who is another character out of Chainsaw Man, also with AI. They add, yes, I'll keep posting dancing waifus because I've been waiting for this tech to exist for like 2 years. What would be dope is fixing the facial expression using some type of a detailer pass, but I assume it's gonna struggle with temporal consistency. Thanks for all the feedback, guys. I might put in more effort to this when I have time. I don't know. I always think it's interesting. Like, I've been waiting for this tech for 2 years. This has existed for many a years. You could use one of these. People in the comments, though, I guess, got the message. Your AI slot bores me. Screw AI. This is so crap. Then there is the throwing the drawing tablet pen meme. Another person adds, doesn't feel the same, with a gif of the original Reese animation. Crystal Melody says, notice how the left lacks all the soul and whimsical charm that makes the right one so pleasing to look at? AI can copy movements, but art comes from the human heart. And I completely agree. The AI one, like in terms of like a visual thing, the AI one lacks the bounciness and the extra little like quirks that is only present in a hand-created animation, which is why, again, the Reese animation is so cute. Also, this is like side note, but somebody says, yeah, because Makima's soulless. Sorry, I just thought that was funny. Another person says, it's crazy because on the surface level, they are similar. Same moves, obviously, but the original reads as movie-level peak animation. The AI copy, on the other hand, looks like cheap 3D mocap. I hope some professional animators will break this down for us. What's causing this? And another person says, not a pro, but the anticipations and follow-throughs are either missing or weirdly done. It's what happens at the beginning and end of an action, like a bounce. The movements are also way less exaggerated and the clothes barely move. And of course, the expressions are lost. I mean, I'm not a professional animator. I've done like teensy amounts of like frame by frame back in my day. I think a big one, if you just look at it objectively, is like this hand twirling motion that Reese does. I think this is the most notable about the difference between the two. Like, do you see how it's like a come down and then there's like a bounce to it and then she brings it up to her face? Like, I don't know, my years of ballet are failing me. But like that bounciness to it is the follow through. That's what makes it look alive. And Makima's lacks that because it's the hand like glitching all over the place. Like the hand comes down and then kind of like glitches here and then it keeps going. And I feel like this is something that Gen AI will just never be able to capture personally, but I'm just curious about your thoughts because like a lot of these things in animation is super nuanced. Like it is literally like a case by case basis of what is added. Like Gen AI with generating 2D images, a lot of times they'll do fake detail where like from afar it looks detailed, but when you look close, like it's not detailed anymore. And like if you're not looking closely, it could fool somebody, right? Because it's like a jumbled mess. But in animation, if you make like a jumbled mess frame by frame, it's gonna become really jarring if you were to watch the full animation through. And that like smoothness from the transitions between the frames, like that is not gonna be something that I think Gen AI could ever replicate. To have positive news instead of all the doom and gloom, Reese broke Twitter. This is posted by Rock Solid Shitpost Rock, but they write the most like animated tweet of all time is a cute girl dancing. We are so back. And with this tweet from Anime Updates, it had surpassed the previous all-time liked anime manga related tweet at 1.4 million likes, which was Togashi's tweet on returning to draw Hunter x Hunter. So, yippee! But in other bright news, other positive news for your timeline, we have this tweet by Culture Crave. New York passes law requiring ads to disclose if AI actors are in it. They've also banned deepfakes of deceased performers without their estates' consent. And this was actually posted to governor.newyork.gov. December 11th, Governor Hochul signs legislation to protect consumers and boost AI transparency in the film industry. Where again, if you produce or create an advertisement, you must identify if it includes AI generated synthetic performers. And Governor Hochul said, by signing these bills today, we are enacting common sense laws that will ensure we are fully transparent when using images generated by artificial intelligence and also prevent the unauthorized commercial use of a deceased individual's name or likeness. And State Senator Michael Glinaris says, film and television production remains an integral part of New York's economy, and that is why New York will continue to lead in protecting the workers who power this industry. I want to thank Governor Hochul for signing my legislation that will protect workers from having their likeness deceptively replaced by artificial intelligence, and will hold companies accountable for improperly using these tools. So that is also positive news as well. I think at the end of the day, the transparency is really important because with the rise of Gen AI, and this is the thing with technology in general, technology will basically always progress quicker than legislation can, and it leads to tricky times when technology is progressing or when technology is exploding and not always in the best way. And a lot of people are vulnerable to fall through the cracks before there is legislation that could protect them. And of course, legislation is not flawless, right? There's a lot of problems with that. But with the blurry line between what is generative AI and what is real, a lot of vulnerable people are falling for it. Older folks, like there are stories of elderly folks thinking that something who's AI generated is legitimate and they have been taken advantage of as a result. That transparency, I think, is very, very necessary. And again, I'm not a fan of Gen AI in general, but with it floating around nowadays, right, the least we could do is have a transparency label on it so that people don't get deceived by something that is not real. If it could be gone altogether, I would be really happy though. So anyways, I'm curious about your thoughts on all of this. Did you watch the Chainsaw Man movie? I would love to hear if you did. Curious about your thoughts as always, and I would love to hear it with respect in the comment section down below. If you like this video, I appreciate it if you like and subscribe. Thank you again for bearing with me as my setup constantly changed because I was traveling so much. I'm back home in LA now. I will be visiting my family for 5 days and then I'll be back down in LA and then no more moving around for a while. So sorry about that. If you want to check out my Etsy shop, I have digital art there for streamers and creators. I have a coffee with free resources like a free sponsorship guide. And I am trying to get my Instagram to 100K if you want to check me out there. It's catliente.ttv. And I stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 6 p.m. PST. So I hope to catch you all there or in another video.